Diana Ross was 33 years old when she played Dorothy in The Wiz, a character that was supposed to be 24 years old in the film. Now meet Stephanie Mills, the woman who was supposed to star as Dorothy in the film adaptation of The Wiz, who was also the actress that originated the role on Broadway. At 21 years old, she was perfect for the part, but because Diana Ross was the bigger star at the time, she got the role over Stephanie. But it came at a cost, because not every critic loved Diana Ross as Dorothy, and the original director of the film quit when Diana Ross got cast. Now there is a lot to unpack here, so before we do, if you're new here, hi, I'm John Joseph, and I'm your mom and grandma's favorite influencer because I create content about your favorite old Hollywood stars. So if you want more videos like the one you're seeing right now about Diana Ross, be sure to hit that follow button. You see, The Wiz premiered on Broadway in 1975, and it went on to win 7 Tony Awards, including Best Choreography and Best Musical. And the show starred a 17-year-old Stephanie Mills as Dorothy. Now what's funny about Stephanie Mills getting cast to play Dorothy is it's a role that she originally didn't even want to audition for, but her mother convinced her to go, and it of course changed her life. And when the 1978 film was being made, she was the obvious choice to play Dorothy. Stephanie was 21 years old at this point, but there was just one problem because a very famous Diana Ross wanted to play this part. Now the only saving grace for Stephanie Mills at this point was that the producers of Motown felt that Diana Ross was too old for this role, but Diana Ross eventually convinced Universal Pictures to let her be Dorothy. Because of this, they decided to make Diana Ross's role of Dorothy a 24-year-old kindergarten teacher in Harlem. And although Diana Ross got the role over Stephanie, this would come at a cost. The original director, John Badham, ended up quitting the project because he felt that Diana Ross was way too old to play this part. Now, he would go on to be replaced by Sidney Lumet, and this film would be released in 1978, but not every critic was convinced at Diana Ross's portrayal of Dorothy. Some critics felt that a 33-year-old Diana Ross couldn't have the same innocence as a young Dorothy in the L. Frank Baum version of The Wizard of Oz, which we of course saw play out in the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz. But this movie was to appeal to different audiences, and she wasn't supposed to be an innocent farm girl. She was supposed to be a 24-year-old kindergarten teacher in Harlem. So I don't necessarily know if I agree with all of the critics about this. I do agree Stephanie Mills at 21 would have done a very good job. That being said, I do love Diana Ross in this film. And what I love even more is that when they did a live adaptation of The Wiz for NBC, they had Stephanie Mills come back and play Auntie M.